So thanks for sitting down for an interview. First question, who are you and what do you do?
I am Raymond Camden. I am an evangelist for IBM focused on mobile technology.
Great. So what's your talk going to be on at the PhoneGap Day conference?
So I'm talking about how to globalize your application. So as a really simple example, in fact, the title of my session is When the Heck is 4/8/16? Now in America, that is April 8th, and we all know that. But for the entire rest of the planet, that is August 4th. So it's thinking about stuff like that and making sure that people in different countries can look at what you're presenting and actually understand it the way that you want them to.
Well, that's great. In my experience with globalization, it's always ignored until it's far too late. And just thinking back over the years, like Java, when it came out, just got it horribly wrong, and they had to continually go back to fix it. Ruby on Rails had it horribly wrong. Even Angular had no real globalization strategy until a few third-party libraries came out, and they were fixing some of that with Angular too. And in working for product companies and whatnot, you end up with so much future pain, and a little bit of planning can often help. Maybe share a little more about the sort of the ecosystem and the technology that you see and what people should do.
Yeah, certainly. It's definitely something that people hold off on and then they pay the price, just like for accessibility, security as well. They're all the things that people think that they'll just handle down the road and it bites them in the rear later on. In terms of strategy, I think when you're building the application, you can see, in this particular view, I am showing a date. Well, that is something that will mean something differently based on who you are. I'm showing a number, and if I'm putting commas or a currency symbol, how that's placed, how that's rendered, that is going to possibly be confusing based on where you live. And once you know that, then you find like all the places. I have 5 different views and I'm showing all these different numbers. And yeah, every single one of them are things that I need to worry about at some point.
I guess one of the big risks is you send people a birthday card on the wrong date. So in terms of the mobile sort of space, what do you see as being most exciting in the last year or two? And what do you see as being exciting coming up this year?
Sure. So technically this is not mobile, but it's kind of related. I spent over 10 years building server-side applications in Cold Fusion. Now I do a lot with node.js and I like it, but I'm finding that the more mobile I do, the less I do on my server, or the less I even need a server. I may use some third-party service to do it. So I've been really excited about static site tools that allow you to have a dynamic-ish thing locally and spit out flat files. I actually converted my blog to be static files after WordPress had some issues at one time, and I don't want to worry about servers. I mean, I'm a tech guy, but I don't want to think about my server dying at 2 o'clock in the morning. So certainly static sites don't apply everywhere, but I think more recently they are more appealing because what you need as a server has become less important with more things being done on the mobile client.
All right, that sounds great. And I guess, is that for the last year, or what do you think is going to be really trend setting in the upcoming year?
I think, I mean, I hate to say the cloud because that just sounds so lame, but I'm seeing it become more and more ingrained in what you do. So at IBM, we have Bluemix, which allows you to do a lot of stuff in the cloud. But what I find fascinating is that we have a website that allows you to do all this stuff, set up a server, add services and all that. But we have a command line too, as well. And when you're using the command line, you're actually provisioning stuff in the cloud, but it doesn't feel like the old school, not really old, but the normal way of like going to Amazon and doing things that way. It feels like I'm doing everything local, but everything is actually living someplace else. And I think we'll see those cloud tools become, I guess, more and more low level, closer to what you would do as a developer versus me having to go to some web page and set things up like that. Hopefully that makes sense.
Very much so. So thanks for your time, and have a great day.